Hello, Governor. Hello, Benjies. Welcome to BingeWorthy, part of the Geekish Network. We binge a show to let you know if you should. I am Rakai Steed, Nuke from the Ville, and I am your host for tonight. And with me, I have my illustrious guests. First of all, we have Sintel with the Intel. Say hello to the people.
Hey, Miss Silly Home. Miss Silly Home now. What's going on with y'all?
What's going on, man? And next up, we have one of the smartest young brothers I know, Mr. Johnny Randolph. Randy, say hello to the people.
Appreciate that. Benji's, what it do?
And of course, the OG, triple OG, with his Mithril and his John Wick suit on, Mr. Charles Babb. Say hello to the people.
What's up, people? I'm blocking bullets with my Kevlar hoodie. What's up, people?
Now, if you're an audience member, feel free to communicate with us. We're live right now on Twitch and YouTube and maybe Facebook and I don't know, Starlink, whatever you got, communicate with us, engage with us. And today we'll let you know if you should watch Disney Plus's Daredevil, Born Again. Now, Daredevil Born Again picks up right after She-Hulk with Matt Murdock, a blind lawyer with heightened abilities, fighting for justice through his law firm. Simultaneously, Wilson Fisk, a former mob boss, now pursues political power in New York City. Their past and their identities begin to resurface, leading to an inevitable clash. The series sees Fisk ascend to mayor, further complicating the situation. Now, our technical producer, one of the best in the land, Mr. Rodney Cajudo, will post our cast members' ratings for Disney Plus Daredevil Born Again. Now, while he posts the ratings, I'm going to let you know that we rate the show at the beginning and then again at the end, just to see if anyone's had a change of heart on a rating by the time we got to end the show. So, Mr. Rodney, could you please post those wonderful, beautiful ratings, sir?
Oh, God.
You see him? I don't see none.
Yeah.
Probably have to look at the actual YouTube.
Oh, all mini meals is what Rodney sent in the chat.
Oh, okay. All right, all mini meals. Yeah, okay.
Okay. There we go.
Right. So
Okay.
we are all 3 minty meals.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Everybody does a mini? Yeah, that's the first time I've seen
I don't know if I've ever
Well,
seen
it's
it,
something
yeah.
about how we agree on that. So I'm going to start with you, Mr. Randolph. Why did you give it a mini meal, sir?
Okay. So sometimes in genre shows, I feel like some of the writers, maybe the creators, they're trying to serve two masters, right? They're trying to serve maybe dialogue driven, serious narratives, along with balancing that, maybe serving also fanboy, fangirl, action packed kind of shows. And this is possible, right? I think Andor achieves this goal. I thought that the Penguin absolutely killed it in serving this type of show. For this show, I thought they were trying to do it and they just missed the mark on both. And it left us with something that just really wasn't great. There were some things that I enjoyed about it, but it was a big miss for me. And the show is called Daredevil Born Again. I don't feel like because it's called Born Again, because we know why it was originally on Netflix and now they're redoing it. It doesn't have to be Daredevil MIA. It's missing in action. And it might be a
Mm.
play on words with that, missing in action on both fronts. So that's why I gave it a mini meal.
Oh, look at you with the double, triple entendres. I see you, Lil Wayne. Mr. Bab, why did you give it a mini meal, sir?
I gave it a mini meal because I just liked the way it was shot. And that was really it. Everything else about the show I could throw away. They could have called this Daredevil abortion, and I've been all right with that.
Ooh,
And
Oh my
Ooh.
God. Oh,
and
prank
Mr.
caller,
Bow.
prank caller. Oh,
but I do like the way it was shot. I do like Wilson Fisk as a character, and I like enjoy seeing Wilson Fisk as a character on screen. Everything else, Matt Murdock, I did not need a CSI that's overly dramatic, and that's what they gave me. And
okay.
I'm tired of this Disney formula. I'm really am. There's a formula that Disney Plus shows have that is tiring. It's like a moldy sandwich. It's like a bologna sandwich with no dress, with no condiments on it, and no dressings, and no nothing. So yeah, um, I gave it a mini
That
meal because
sounds
I just
terrible.
like the way it was shot. Just the way because I like the way it was shot.
Give it a mini meal because it's a bologna sandwich with no condiments. Who does
That's
that?
right.
Mr. Centel, why'd you give it a mini meal, sir?
I think Johnny Randolph hit the nail right on the head on a lot. I co-sign on a lot of that. One of the things is shows that do this right, and the Penguin did this right. Penguin is excellent, excellent, excellent on almost every front. This is trying to maybe fill those shoes, and it just doesn't have enough. I like Vincent D'Onofrio. He's amazing as Wilson Fisk. He gives an amazing performance, but it's just not enough. Charlie Cox does a good job as Daredevil, but the writing it just can't support it. This should have been 5 episodes instead of 9. And it just wears on you. You feel it. This is something that probably did need to be all released at the same time, so you can kind of get over it a little bit faster. And that's a rare thing that I say because I normally like the trickle out effect because it makes things makes people kind of talk about it. I knew there was a problem when after about the 3rd episode nobody was really talking about it the next day, and I was like, yeah, this IP is in trouble. It's not awful. There's far worse. But for the expectation that we had for it based off of the heels of the Netflix's version of it, it did not measure up to that. No.
Okay. All right. I also gave it a mini meal for all of the above. Um, I felt that it was spectacularly mid. Um, Often when over on Centel's channel, he and I do these reactions, and we did reactions to the entire season of Daredevil Born Again. And the one thing I got bored halfway through it, where he's saying it could have been 5 instead of 9, absolutely. Um, when it turned out to be Law and Order, Blind Dude, absolutely. Uh, and I really think we are very big on 2 things: story and villain. And this lacked both. A lot of missed opportunities. So, um, Now, the one thing about this show is it's a revisit. It's born again from the ashes of the Netflix Marvel series that included Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I want to say Power Man, but Luke Cage
Bullseye.
and some other dude was on there. And then they had a show called The Defenders. And I do know the other dude's name. I'm just saying other dude because he should not be talked about. Uh, but in Born Again, we built on the bones of what those shows were. How do you think this particular iteration of Daredevil did with the world building in the new world that we have, even when they took things directly from the comic books? And how do you think that they did with the character development in this 9-episode arc? And anybody can jump in here.
Okay, I'll go first. This
Go
show
ahead, sir.
continues. This show continues in the long legacy of Marvel shows on Disney Plus, and that legacy is not delivering on the promise they gave us. They gave us a promise of interconnecting all the stories together. They have yet to connect any of these stories together. This is in New York City, where Kate Bishop is at, where She-Hulk is at, and where
Stark
Stark
Tower is literally
is at.
We had Echo there for a little bit.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
is at. There's a lot of heroes in New York City right now, and yet Wilson Fisk is able to become the mayor, which is high stakes, and put out the power, and nobody do nothing. Nobody did nothing. Power just goes down in the whole entire city. And it angers me. Even Echo could come back. She's part of this man's legacy. So it's really weird that all this happened, and yet we see no interconnected tissue to any of the Marvel universe. And they brought this show back to connect it to the Marvel universe. They told us we're bringing Daredevil back to put it into the MCU, and nothing is connected right now. The standard universe is still 5 years later is still in shambles. They're going to try to wrap it all up in 2 movies, and I'm tired. I don't know about you all. I'm just tired. I'm tired of all of this.
Okay.
I'm hero fatigued out right now
So
because nothing's about the heroes. It's a bunch of talking heads in a room.
I'm gonna jump in here just real quick.
Go ahead. Come on.
Just real
Come
quick.
on with it.
So there's this character, and he wears a red suit, sometimes yellow, and his name is Daredevil. And we like him a lot. And he's proficient at delivering ass whoopings when people do violent things against innocent people. And then we got another character. His name is Wilson Fisk. He's such a badass. They call him a kingpin because he does whatever the hell he wants to at any point in time.
Yeah.
So at some
Like
point,
an orange dude.
yeah, these two are going to collide. But until they do, we need to make sure that this guy named Daredevil does really cool shit for the entirety of the season leading up to that. And we didn't get that. I don't need the kingpin who's supposed to be the badass in counseling. I don't need an episode of Law and Order and all the social politics. I need Daredevil kicking ass. I need Kingpin doing awful things and it coming together. And that is all you need to make a Daredevil show. Why we got 9 hours of all this melodrama? We could have done it in 90, maybe 120 minutes, and it just didn't serve the fan base at all. So that's what the problem that I had with the plot and the world building for this entire season.
Wow.
Strong J. Mr. Centel?
I'm not mad. They had some villains and some anti-heroes as well. I mean, the Punisher's not a spoiler. Neither is Bullseye. There's another character that is an antagonist as well. And I think all 3 of those were missed opportunities in order to make it fun. You know, there's a really good moment with Bullseye, and then it kind of leaves after that. The Punisher shows up, and but it's not enough. The other villain that you will see, it's just not enough for the in between times between like the bookends that are supposed to be the pivotal points, and it's just a wasted opportunity.
You know, the sad thing about this world building and character development, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound crazy until you think about it. They did better world building and better character development on the CW in the CW's Arrowverse.
Hmm.
Those Arrow shows, Arrow, the Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, they did better over there. Now, the one thing that they did not have was Disney Plus's budget. They didn't have the budget. And for some things, Disney spent the budget, but they skimped all the way around on story and just making us care. So I just, that's as clear as I can make it. Now, even though all of us, you know, said what we said, we said what we said. Who or what were some of the standout performances? Because it wasn't all bad. You see, we
Yeah.
were in the middle of the road. So that means that some of it was good. It just a whole lot of it was bad too. So what were standout performances for you guys? I'm gonna start with you, Centel, this time.
For me, I mean, and this isn't any surprise. I'll just name one. I'll just name one, so everybody else is. I like John Bernthal. You know, it's something about when he's on screen, he looks like he's a bit of a maniac. You're kind of on edge, and Daredevil's kind of like on edge when he's around him. Everybody should be, because it's a loose pit bull in the room, and you like, whose pit bull is this? And you want more of that, and you just don't get enough of it. But I really enjoy John Bernthal's performance as Frank Castle.
Okay. Randy.
That's what I was gonna say. So I guess I got to come up with something else now. The acting I thought was
John
solid.
Bernthal.
Yeah, the acting I thought
Okay.
was solid. I thought with the actor who plays Wilson Fisk, I think he does a great job capturing the nuances of that character. I didn't think he had a lot to work with because there were weak moments in the script, but I thought the actor, he understood the mission and he delivered on it. So the portrayal of Wilson
Vincent
Fisk, I
D'Onofrio.
thought, yeah, yes, I thought his portrayal was absolute. And there's a scene. That's one of the. It's very talky. It's a talky scene at a diner between, Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk, and it gave me Heat vibes. I was like, okay, this is
straight out of Heat.
it gave me Heat vibes, and I thought that was a standout performance and moment in the series.
You know what's funny about Vincent D'Onofrio? Wasn't he on one of those series? Wasn't he on Law and Order? One of those series?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Well, he was on it again. They just called it Daredevil this time. Okay. Chuck, standout performances for you.
I would say Vincent. Vincent did a great job. I would say Charlie Cox, but Charlie Cox, I want to see you as Daredevil and not Matt Murdock. I don't care about Matt Murdock that much. So I think anybody can play Matt Murdock. I think Daredevil
Mhm.
didn't get enough of, but Vincent did a great job as Wilson Fisk. For me, I didn't care to see the Punisher in this. I didn't need to see Frank Castle. John Bernthal is the Punisher, but he's not Kratos. Why you got him grunting in slow motion, being violent like Kratos every time I see him? Granted, that is the Punisher. He's a maniac, but it's like, "Argh, argh." I sat there and listened to the grunts in my ear, and I have spatial audio, and I'm like, I am tired. By the time he comes on screen, I am tired of the show. I'm like, yo, dude, you're not Kratos. You're not CJ. So you're never gonna get that for me. And I don't need why they have you in this show, dude. My dude. What's the point in having you in this show? You're wasting this show.
In the chat, Tom says Daredevil criminal intent.
Yeah, Daredevil criminal intent. That sounds better.
Law and Order criminal intent, Daredevil criminal intent.
The way they treated me, it could be Daredevil SVU.
Ah,
The way they treated
that's
me.
that's crazy work.
It did
Okay,
feel a little bit like I'm sorry. My bad. That's on me. Yes.
That's all right. I have two standout performances for me.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna make this real quick. One, remind me of his pops, Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son, Tony Soprano's son. He was a bit of a surprise for me, as he was kind of a what was it, like a bootlicker. Like he would do anything almost to please Wilson Fisk, to the point where it's kind of creepy. I thought he had a bottle of baby oil in his hand. I was like, hey, you going too far, my boy. But
he
his
pulled his hair back.
he pulled his hair back in a ponytail. Like,
Yeah,
listen,
like hold up, wait a minute.
yeah, yes. I'll do anything for you,
I'll
Wilson.
never forgive you
Let
for
me
that,
tell you
dog.
about that gok, the Haktua method. But I thought as his character, especially as the show progressed, and as he got to get more power and more trust from Wilson Fisk, the his character change was actually really, really pleasant to see. I thought he did his thing in his role. It wasn't a lot. He wasn't a main character. He's definitely a side character, but I thought he was great. And also the one who really impressed me, because they gave her a little bit more meat, Eilert Zurer, who played Vanessa Fisk. They gave her something to work with. And the fact that they, because if you remember from the Netflix shows, she was kind of a plot device. Like she was just there. And this, they gave her some actual agency, and she became a complex, powerful figure herself, while Wilson Fisk was gone. Because remember, we saw him in not only the Hawkeye show, but in the Echo show. And he got dealt with in both of those shows. So while he was gone, she was running everything, and she became incredibly dangerous herself. And I like that from her. So those are my two standouts.
Oh, they killing you in the chat, bro. They talk about you in the baby oil references.
I didn't make them people do what they did.
Daredevil oiled again.
Daredevil oiled again.
Yeah. Hey, y'all tell me y'all didn't see Michael Gandolfini. There was a couple scenes, and I know we said it in a reaction. Wilson Fisk said something to him, and he told him he would do anything for Wilson Fisk, and
I know
he gave him his stamp of approval. And I was like, listen, he took a scrunchie out of his pocket and pulled his hair back into a ponytail. I was like, oh my God, what is going on this show? It's cringe worthy.
No.
Yeah, it's just, I was like, too much, back off. We know, I think something that was mentioned during our reactions was Centel loved saying that a lot of these episodes were setting the table. And at this point, I'm sick of them setting the table. I feel like if you setting the table, all you did was bring me appetizers. I'm sick of chips and queso. Where is the food at? And I think the problem with this show too was that they knew going in that they already had a second season. Netflix, Disney, Prime, you name it, all of them, this show be a hit show, and they don't know if they're gonna make it past season 1. They already knew they had a season 2. So it seemed like they did a whole lot to set up for season 2. So we know season 2 is coming. I'm not gonna ask you if you're excited for it, but is there anything that we could see in season 2 to redeem at least our vision of this show, or what we saw in season 1, make us forget season 1?
Daredevil. We need to see Daredevil.
Yeah,
that's what we need to see is Daredevil. We see him in like 20 minutes and 9 hours. If it's called Daredevil, we need to see Daredevil.
Facts. Yeah.
It was so obvious. It was right there in our face. What could we see?
Goddamn Daredevil.
I mean,
Daredevil was in this series less than Darth Maul was in Star Wars. Like,
exactly. Like,
I think, Rick, I think you said it best. It's like, even if he's not fighting in the suit, at least have him doing Daredevil things as a lawyer more, or Daredevil things in his regular life. At least bare minimum, he was just a regular guy doing regular stuff all the time for most of the show.
Eavesdropping.
Yeah, I mean,
eavesdropping and gossiping.
Yeah.
Pillow
One to call it the Real Housewives of Daredevil.
Yeah, like you can't call a show Daredevil and give us what? He was in the Amazing Spider-Man more than he was in his own show, right? You know, it's like
Yes. He was in She-Hulk more
he was in
than he
She-Hulk
was.
more than he was in his own show.
That's a fact.
Like, what did they think that they were doing by doing this? Yeah. So yeah, if we want, it
Oh,
needs something season 2, we need more Daredevil, more action.
Yeah, for sure.
Now they did this thing in there where he had the task force on vigilantes or whatever, and Wilson Fisk becoming mayor is pulled straight out of the comic books. Like,
Hmm.
do we look to see anything like that in season 2? Do we expect the Defenders to come back to maybe redeem the show? Like, is there anything we're looking for season 2? I heard Chuck say he's ready to wash his hands of this whole Disney Plus experiment when it comes to these TV shows. Is there anything that we're looking for or we want to see in season 2, or or where we at with this show?
I wouldn't mind seeing Luke Cage. I'm biased towards that show, but so let me admit it. I'm very biased towards that show. I liked it.
Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't mind seeing Luke show back up.
Luke with Iron Fist, all of them.
No,
Oh,
the
no.
Daredevils.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Let's
go
do
and
it
give
too
it to me. I mean,
No,
you
no.
can't get any worse.
You
Oh,
can,
we need to recast that
no,
one.
this show can get worse.
yeah, you can't get worse. It's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
horrible
It's
show.
not bad. Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say that it's not bad. It's just
I know, but
not
it
what
can't get
you're
any
expecting.
worse.
It can get
You
worse.
bring in Iron Fist and get worse.
No, he'll
Don't
be in
do
for
it.
like 5 minutes.
Don't do it.
He'll get punched in the chest and knocked to the wall, and then Daredevil will save him. Then She-Hulk will come out the sky and drop down and twerk, and it'd be a wonderful show.
But
And Kamala,
oh
Miss
Lord,
Marvel will fly across the sky
Jesus
in a
Christ.
fist. Man, then Kate Bishop will shoot an arrow and stop Wilson Fisk from running away. And Echo will come out of nowhere and punch him and show the power of love and her magic.
Oh, Lord. But I am wondering, how does this show play into the overall MCU? Because I feel like they took such to have this lockdown and vigilante. Like, what is a vigilante in a world full of superheroes? And so, how do we even, like, you literally got Stark Tower hovering above the whole city, and you're saying, oh, you're not going to have superheroes? Like, we're going to have a lockdown? So the writing kind of wrote itself into a corner, and I'm trying to see how this plays for the overall MCU.
Does that
Because it's
mean
written
that all
by
the bad guys get away with it? Like, if you have on your suit, your costume, and the police try to mess with you and they'll be like, "Are you a vigilante?" No, I'm a villain. Okay, go right ahead. Like,
Right, yeah. It doesn't make sense. In this world full of superheroes, we got Spider-Man. Iron Man is technically a vigilante.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he is.
they're all
Government hate
vigilantes.
his ass.
Thor
So
is
how
a
do we have this
vigilante.
whole world where New York City literally had aliens coming through a portal that saved the world, and you say, "Oh, we're going to outlaw this," and everybody's just like, "Okay."
Well, the
Yeah.
only
Like,
thing
you
I
got
can
Green
think of that
Lantern,
can
Wonder Woman, and
maybe
Superman.
the only thing that I can think of that maybe could save, but they've already done it, and that is if they did the Registration Act. But they've already done that.
They've already done it.
Yeah, if Fisk like brought it back in some other kind of way, and like we need to bring back the Registration Act, and maybe
I don't know. Well,
maybe and that's
I
How they
feel
gonna
like
start
Mary.
Doctor Strange? He's in New York.
Yeah.
Well, maybe here's the thing. Maybe
are they gonna stop
maybe-
Doctor Doom?
maybe Daredevil bit off a little bit more than it can chew as far as its scope with Wilson Fisk, with him running the entire city, which does happen. The thing that we loved about like Jessica Jones, it's street level stuff. The thing we loved about Luke Cage is street level. It's like this is affecting these blocks. And if that story is kind of like being told, then you can take, a bigger swing in a smaller pond and have a bigger effect, without it absolutely unraveling everything else that's going on in the MCU. But we're here now. We can't
But
unscramble
they
these
already
eggs.
gave us examples of how small town things grow big with Miss Marvel show turning into the Marvels. And now you promised me They promised
Hmm.
that the TV shows are going to be intertwined with the MCU to be one big expanded universe. So you
Yeah,
told me for the last 5 years all this is going to tie together, and yet here's another show that doesn't tie to anything.
yeah. Chuck actually told me earlier. He's like, man, they did a better job of this on Agents of Shield before they stopped doing it.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot disagree.
Agents of
They
Shield did a
did.
better job of tying into the movies than this.
It convolutes a already convoluted scenario we have in the MCU. So
Yes.
I wonder how they get out of this in another season.
They just had T'Challa run through the city of New York chasing down Bucky. Then they're gonna say that you can't have any vigilantes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't, yeah.
It doesn't
And
Right.
make
vigilantes
sense.
literally saved the entire world.
The
And you had
world.
front
They
row
came through a
seats.
portal.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
literally had
aliens
front row
came through.
seats.
Yeah.
Not only that, the
And-
president just turned into the Red Hulk, and the black Captain America stopped him.
Yeah. So it's like, how do we now start saying that vigilantes or whatever you calling them are outlawed? It doesn't make
It doesn't
sense.
make sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense
Thank you for
for
saving us from the Red Hulk, Captain America. You're now under arrest for flying
Right.
while black.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
it's in another universe. Maybe this is like a what if series.
Well, see, that
Or
was
like
gonna be my other thing is that
Thunderbolts.
when is this? Because if Doomsday goes where we think it could, and they do have like the Secret War, and they eliminate a lot of these timelines and they clip a lot of these timelines, then depending on when this is happening, could it could make more sense. You see what I'm saying? Like once
Yeah.
a lot of these people are kind of like eliminated, because there's going to be a mass elimination if it is a Secret War.
What made the first set of movies, the first 22 movies good was that it was all in the same timeline and things just intertwined with each other really well. And here you have them all separate timelines. Then you give me a finale movie. I mean, hell, a sixth grader could write that movie with Chat GPT.
But that's why Marvel needs this Doomsday event to happen. That's why
Yeah.
it desperately needs Secret
Yeah,
Wars.
they do.
Because
They gotta clear up
they have
something.
they have to blow
They
it up.
desperately
They have
needed to be
blow it up.
good.
Yeah,
They
like
need to
what
be
if
good. Ain't-
right now, honestly, I think What If is their best series in this last take in the last 5 years. What if is fun?
It's okay. But I
I
do
love
think
I
that
mean,
Marvel
it's
DC
also
has a template of where they keep making heroes go through a traumatic event where they just pull away from everything that we identify and are familiar with them. And I'm tired of that template. They did it in Obi-Wan. They did it with Luke Skywalker. They've done it here with Daredevil. And it's just not a good thing. And I still feel as though some of the writers, they don't like,
They don't know the properties.
watch, or read comic books.
I feel like the people that are custodial to all this property do not like it at all. They do it because it's
I
a
don't
job.
because it's a job. I feel like that. And they try to add some sort of realism to it, and they just miss the mark all the way around.
Well, you know what I think they could have done with Daredevil, and it could have tied in with where everything is going. It could have been like a street level event with mutants. Not crazy mutants that can like not Omega level mutants, but smaller level, like Runaway level.
Yeah.
Kind of mutants, and him trying to solve the crime with that, and then you could have even tied in Wilson Fisk's with him being like mutants will not be allowed in my city, that kind of thing. If you had to make it a little bit better to kind of like tie into the larger arc of where Marvel is trying to go with this next mutant story that they're trying to tell. Oh,
My Neighborhood Spider-Man does a great job of low-level criminals.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you're actually very right. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
it's very street level for a comic book character who could go at a galactic level.
Yeah. And we
Small.
literally get Daredevil in there doing street level investigation and things like that. Yeah. It's just this, I don't know. I don't know what they were aiming for.
He was supposed to be Batman. He's Marvel's
bit off
version
more
of
than they could chew.
Batman.
Yeah, they bit off way more than they could chew.
And he's not Batman at all.
He didn't have enough prep time. He didn't have enough prep time.
All he had was prep time for law cases.
That's all he did because he was a lawyer through, yeah.
So let me
Like,
ask
Listen,
y'all.
they need to bring back the hand. I need to see Stick again, but we can make Stick Stevie Wonder. Like we need to do something to spice this joint up. Like
No, not only that though, it
Daredevil, I
it
need you to find my
it
hairline. It's
it suffered under the same
back here
thing.
now.
It's just another remixed version of She-Hulk. She-Hulk was about her being a lawyer, and they should have made and She-Hulk technically in the comic book is about that, but they should have gave us more action scenes. That's
yeah,
my love of What If,
yeah,
because What If I'm with
we
the
could have done with
casual,
a sequence of somebody twerking with Meg Thee Stallion, like
you know.
How did y'all feel? Super quick, super quick. How did y'all feel about that episode 1 and that big like ish moment?
I thought it was dope.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was dope. I thought episode 1 was good. Then there's a steep decline, and again, we don't see Daredevil to like episode 5 or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, am I watching Law and Order or The
I
Practice?
called that. I
Is
called
this
it.
Ally
he
McBeal?
did. He
Like,
did actually. I remember.
I called it. I said they're gonna give us a sandwich.
I was expecting Judge Mathis to appear on the episode.
Oh my
Something like
God.
that, man.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have paternity.
I want to Judge Judy to
you
show
know.
up.
You are not the Daredevil.
I want to. I want to Judge Judy to show up.
Yeah, he had it right. Judge Judy, Judge something like that. I'm like, what? Like, we can't see any action in this thing. Like,
No action for you.
All right, y'all. We are
listen,
wilding. We are way off the beaten path. So
We
let's real quickly let's rewrite this and now that we've had discussion, let's rewrite it and go ahead and close this thing down. I'm gonna start with Trey. How would you rewrite this show?
It's still the same. I didn't hate it. It's just doesn't measure up to your expectations. If you are a fan of street level series, I would recommend it. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, it'll meet your warehouse, but don't expect to be blown away.
Okay. Randy, how would you rewrite this?
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna take it to a snack. Take it to a snack. It is very problematic, and I think I just wanted. I don't want to keep coming on Beyonce's internet just bashing shows
Yes.
and trying being overly negative. This show is very problematic. It really is. And the fact that we're saying we got to wait to season 2 to try to even steer the ship, and all of us who was very engaged in this culture was like, I don't really know what they can do to steer this one, right? I don't know. Like, we just got to hope and a prayer. And me trying to be positive
point.
about it, it's not serving it.
Mhm.
It's a snack.
Okay. Okay. Chuck, how would you rewrite the show, sir?
I'm coming on 50 cents internet and dropping it down to a snack and almost a cringeworthy, very close to a cringeworthy right now.
Okay.
But I'm driving it to a snack. There's not enough Daredevil in it for me, and there's not enough story in it for me. There's not enough of anything that make Marvel great in it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mark's
I think I was taken by the nostalgia of it, just them bringing back the Daredevil from Netflix. We love Daredevil from Netflix, not because the story was fantastic. The fight scenes are memorable. And if you don't remember anything else about those shows, you had a great portrayal of Wilson Fisk by Vincent D'Onofrio. Charlie Cox was great as Daredevil. Better as Daredevil than we really didn't care about seeing Matt Murdock for real. And we got enough elements in those shows. So when they brought it back, we was like, yes. But if I think about it for real, I'm not recommending this show to nobody. I mean, it was decent, it's mid. It wasn't good at all, but it wasn't terrible. So for that, I'm also moving down to a snack. I can't. You know, if somebody said, "Hey, let's watch it again, see what we missed," no, I'm good on that. I don't
like, I'm good. Like, hold on.
Slow down.
Whoa, Kimosabe.
No, you tell me how that works out. Like, nah, I
In my many
wouldn't
friend
recommend
boys.
this to anybody. And for me, if I'm not recommending some Star Wars or Marvel to somebody, that is, Randy said it best. That is highly problematic. So, So based on our ratings, even though we still have one mini meal, we had 3 snacks. It's high 2, so it did drop down to a snack for
Yo,
our
Mark said, y'all
final rating.
wildin'.
So yeah, so binge worthy. We recommend watch this show at your own peril. It is a snack, so I highly suggest maybe you take a nap while you watching this. You're gonna fall asleep. I do want to say thank you to Crystal and everyone over at Digital Click who provides all of our marketing services, all of our graphics, everything. They're the ones who keep Bingeworthy, Geek Beast, and the Geekish Network looking so very, very good. We have the greatest technical producer in the land, Mr. Rodney Kajudo. And listen, I'm telling you, we appreciate you showing up here tonight, but what you really need to do is get into them YouTube streets. Rodney has been working overtime. If you have not seen all the Geekish Network shorts, listen, he is putting out more content than a little bit. I was like, Rodney done hired a whole team. He got a whole team of people over there working. He's working from like Santa Sweatshop. Listen, he is dropping content. Check it out for us. Share it, comment, like it, all that good stuff. I want to thank you to these wonderful gentlemen, Mr. Centel with the Intel, Mr. Johnny Randolph, and of course, the OG, Triple OG, one of the founders of the Geekish Network, Mr. Charles Babb. I am Rakai Steve, Duke for the Ville, and we will see you guys next week, same bat time, same bat channel. You can even read it in Braille if you, Charlie Cox, you, Matt Murdock, and we'll see you for the next issue of Law and Order.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oiled.
Kitty that never